Namaste. Hi everyone. I thought I would tell you what it takes to make an acrylic piece of art. There are so many steps involved in doing this artwork. So, when you're doing the canvas art, you go down, you get your canvas. At most, you may do the stretcher bar, stretch your own canvas, and then put the gesso on it. But usually you can go down and buy the canvases already prepared. So all you have to do is you take paints out, you paint it, leave it sit, and you're done. Easy. Okay. With the acrylic, a lot more is involved in this. And since I make the acrylics and can make them from start to finish myself, I know all the steps involved in it. So I was going to go through those with you. So anyway, here you have the canvas art for this piece. And here you have the acrylic on it. So what we do first is I paint the canvas art, then I have to photograph it. Once I photograph it, then I send it in to the person that prints it for me. And when I send it in to be printed, I always buy the best paper, which winds up costing me 25% extra than regular photographic papers, because they are done on, and as you can see, the reflections on these with the light, which you don't get with canvas, it's because it is done on a special paper, metallic paper, okay? And I always buy the highest quality there is. There are a few different brands. Some of the brands I don't like, which most people use, because I think it doesn't give you sharp enough colors. It's a little bit kind of fuzzy looking for my taste. So I won't use that. I'm very specific in what is used. So once the photograph is done and the photograph comes back, then the next step, what we do is we get the acrylic. Then the acrylic has to have the glue put on it, which is a big sheet. It goes through the machine, okay, and the machine has to be cool, and we put the glue on the acrylic, okay. Once the glue is on the acrylic, the next step is we have to set this up on the acrylic for mounting, okay. Then when that is done, we have to heat the machine to 200 degrees. Yes, it's very, very hot. And roll this. And this is all done by hand. This is not just an automated thing. It's not like sending your pictures to the lab to be printed. Okay, this is all done by hand. The machine has to be heated up to 200 degrees. And then we have to have we have to work very clean. If you don't work clean, you will get spots in here. You'll get dirt in your thing, in your product. The machine has to keep running. If it slows, if it stops, you'll get a big line across it. There are a lot of things entailed when you're running an image, okay? So again, you have to work very clean. The room has to be cleaned first. The image has to be cleaned 3-4 times. We clean the image before we mount it. The acrylic has to be cleaned. You have to blow yourself. If you have any thread, anything on your clothes, it can get in the image. So it takes a lot of work to do a clean image. Okay. So once we get the image rolled, okay, we get it mounted on the acrylic. The next step is we have to take the back, which is aluminum, okay, We have to take the back, okay, and then we have to roll the glue for the back. Now, in order to roll the glue for the back, the machine has to be cooled down first. Okay, so again, this is a very long, involved process to do all the steps to make an acrylic. Once the machine is cooled down, then we can put the glue on the back. Okay. Once that's done, then next we attach the back to the front. So once again, we are having to roll the image through the machine to put everything together. When that step is finished, the next step is we have to mark where all of the photographs are, and they all have to go to the large standing bandsaw for everything to be cut. Once it's cut, the next step is to polish the edges. So these have to be run through a specific machine to polish the edges. It takes about sometimes 5-6 times per side to run it through the machine to make sure you get that nice polished edge that I put on my artwork. When that's done, the next step, yes, we keep going. You have to cut the, I was looking to see if I had a piece here, but I don't have a piece here. You have to cut to make the framing for the back of the piece. It's aluminum. So the aluminum gets cut. We have to measure the piece, figure out the size of the framing we need, and cut the framing. When that's done, then we put the framing together. Then we have to we have to measure to make sure the framing is on here straight. Then we have to cut through here. We have to glue that. We have to put the framing on. Then once again, we run it through the machine to pressure set that aluminum frame on the back. Okay, so those are the steps it takes to make one acrylic artwork. Okay, so all of the work is done by hand. A very long process to make the acrylics, but it would be so much easier just to paint canvas. Like I said, one thing and you're done, you're ready to go. But this does take quite a bit of time to make the acrylic. What I like about the acrylic is for a lot of my pieces, they are not only just the painted like this, but they also have in them some of my photography. So I blend the canvas piece with the photography, which I have to do through programs and put those together. Okay, so in my artwork, not only am I painting the canvas, but I'm also going out and doing the photography. Okay. So again, my artwork, much of it takes a very long process to do. I try to keep the prices very low for all the work that is entailed on it. Again, my acrylics, I'm doing a 10 by 14 for 100. If I put it in a gallery, it would be 300. It would be 3 times the cost, really. For the work that's done. That's why the acrylics, when you see them in galleries, they are so expensive, because really it is a lot of work. Oh, I forgot one step. Once it's rolled and you've got your art piece on the front acrylic, you have to look to see if there's been any silvering. If the press hasn't had enough pressure put on it, you will get what's called silvering, which means there will be little bubbles and things in your piece. So all of those have to be taken out by hand. There are a lot of times that we'll have to go in and do what we call surgery on the piece to get it to where it's absolutely perfect. Okay, so that is the process of making the acrylic art pieces. We can do them all the way up to 5 foot by 8 foot. I actually do have a piece in the office that's a 5 foot by 8 foot ocean scene that I did the photography of. But again, my passion is doing the acrylics. I do love to do the painting. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy doing the painting and doing these art pieces. Oh, when I do the painting too, I always layer them with a varnish, so that I like to have that nice gloss to my artwork, and I like to make sure that it's going to stay well. So that's the way that is. So anyway, thank you for listening on what it takes to make an acrylic art piece. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're continuing to enjoy the art as much as I'm enjoying to make it. It does carry a vibration. Those that have the artwork have attested to that fact, that they put it in their space and it does enliven the space and enhance it, raise the vibrations of that area. So anyway, I will continue to do the transformational vibrational art, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. Have a great day, everyone. Namaste. Bye. Oh, and if you want to see all of the artwork, you can go to www.gangaheartart.com, and you can scroll through the images one by one, and they all have numbers that they can be ordered from. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.